For the last few years, 3 or even 10 to be precise, social media has been stuffed full of screeches like "you're gonna pay for this." One adversary screams it in the other's face, "you regret it, you're gonna pay, you're this and that," and all the while, as casualty counts rise day after day, the internet churns out fresh rounds of "you'll pay for what you've done" from both sides of the conflict. You know what, and pardon me for saying so, but since you're all so damn righteous with your principles, then why don't you demand what I've been demanding for the last 4 to 5 years? Demand that China be held responsible for killing, by official account, more than 10 million people. They were murdered. The Chinese virus from the Wuhan laboratory killed over 10 million people across the globe, and that's only if we go by the official statistics provided by the WHO, one of China's lapdogs. In fact, it's probably tens of millions. And hundreds of millions have suffered side effects, what we now call long COVID. This is colossal damage to human health, and as for the 10 million who perished, they didn't just die, but died in agony, suffocating. It's worse even than being shot, and the Chinese government is to blame. These criminals established the lab, a facility run under conditions so feloniously neglectful, their employees so devoid of culture and basic civility, that the virus was eventually let loose. And now for the worst. Once it was discovered that the virus had escaped, the first response, like in every totalitarian state, was to conceal the truth. The press was completely censored. The lab itself, the Wuhan institution, became a sealed book that no one was allowed to open. And yet, even after the truth began to surface, millions of Chinese tourists continued traveling across the globe, spreading the disease and contaminating every country they entered. The Chinese government knew it and still let them leave. The Chinese knew the virus was transmittable from person to person, and they said nothing. This is a crime on a global scale. The Chinese committed a crime against humanity and humankind, and no one holds them accountable, neither through collective lawsuits nor individual ones. No one writes about it online. No one calls for justice. No one demands accountability or reparations. No one. And what do we see now? This conflict between Russia and Ukraine, everybody's talking about it. Fine, talk all you want. But how about we start with chronology, math, and standing by principles? I believe that if you are still silent about China's guilt for violating hundreds of millions of people, you're a despicable coward, a spineless weathercock, and a rat-fink. That's my creed, and I stand by it. I repeat, if you make no demands against criminals China, if you don't call for reparations, prosecution, and the imprisonment of those responsible for the virus's breakout, I'm not even starting on who developed it, along with their deliberate suppression of information, then I consider you not only pathetic pygmies, but effectively accomplices in this global crime. That's how it is. So, we need to speak about it. Make posts online, talk to your relatives, your colleagues, whoever. As of now, China is an international criminal. Add to that they're stealing technology from both Russia and Western countries and spreading their tentacles across the globe. Besides, they eat like swine everywhere they go. That too is a global crime. Only after we deal with that can we get back to the minor squabbles. Who owes what, what's fair, what's not, and so on. But first, we fix the Chinese problem.